that wet condition, the only driver that did not make the mistake was Max Verstappen. With that shit of a car, he still drove to second place.
You know what my irony is? I think Lawson does not deserve that drive.
Lawson, I'm gonna talk about him, mate. Lawson was
He doesn't deserve the drive. You look at a gap. You look at the differences in sector times, in qualified time, in race pace, in race results.
if you ask me, he already have so much of track mileage. From the past 2 years, actually, he's been driving the RBs 19, RB20, doing test drive and stuff like that. Yes, we know the tire is not the same, but still you already have that knowledge of how the car gonna perform. And even in the test, he was just like 2 tenths away from Max Verstappen on a fast lap. So I just don't get it. When he comes to the real deal, they falter. And Yuki has been proving for the past 2 years.
Wouldn't Yuki be a better suit?
For me, yes.
Hi guys, welcome back to Paddock Show 2025.
Yes, we are back, guys. And we'll be back with more fun and more info about motorsport journey that we have gone through last year. Yeah, we started way back in February 2024. Something that we didn't thought that we would be able to do, but with so much passion, we still managed to do like 25, 26 episodes.
25 episodes.
25 episode, guys. So what we have done last year? Last year we gradually learning what need to be done, how to approach the motorsport arena, the people, the culture, and from what we have known, there are a lot of fans, man, enthusiast fans everywhere. If you look at our social media and also TikTok, so many Malaysians are into Formula One. And that is encouraging, actually. Like if we could gather more people, that could show our government at least, what is Malaysia capable of hosting again Formula One races in the future.
When Kumar talks about this, he's always bantering. Never ever finishing bantering. That's what we've been doing, bantering about Sepang.
Yeah.
And okay, so what do you have in store for 2025?
2025, okay, if we recap what we have done, we have covered few local teams that race in local motorsport series, and also some highlights of where we can watch, where we can buy merchandise. That's what are the important small things that we have covered last year. So for 2025, we will still concentrate on Formula One. That is our main passion.
Yeah, that
Alright.
you can see.
As you can see, so more to contents on Formula One, maybe a bit of Super GT, MotoGP coming up, and of course we will cover our friend Jason, who has allowed us to go to his race room to be able to do the coverage for some of the races. So we will do that as well, together with other future prospects. All right.
I think before we start discussing about this year's episodes, we need to thank a few people from last year. Walter from
Dark Horse.
Dark Horse.
Thank you, Walter.
Yeah. Leona Chin.
Jason
from Race Room.
Yeah. Shafiq.
Yeah. Shafiq from his Race Rally KL.
Yeah. Christopher.
Yeah. Christopher
And
Leon for exposing us to esports.
Exactly. And all our members in the group.
Don't forget our hosts.
Has this huge. Yes, they're in my mind. It's just that they are hosts, so they're not they're part of us, actually. So today they're not here. Never mind. But soon we will do an episode with them as well. Okay.
I think if you realize this year we have a proper studio.
Yeah.
So we will not be coasting around unless we have an invitation.
Correct.
So as time goes by, do bear with us with some audio or video issues.
Exactly.
Okay.
And
we will make efforts to make it better.
Yep.
And 2025 will rock it. I think our aim is to make about 30 or 40 episodes.
Yes, this year we'll do more because, of course, we don't have rest. We have 24 races. 2 races already finished,
Yes.
and we need to cover another 22. Right, it's gonna be a long season, and we will do our best to bring you guys more gossip nonsense as well to put some spice in the conversation. So looking forward for this year.
Okay, so we'll start off by giving a short tribute to Eddie Jordan.
Yes, of course. Eddie Jordan, he when he came, he was actually a racer himself, and he did well in his British formulas. He won few races as well, but then he had the passion to lead the team. So when he went to F2s, F3s those days in 80s, 90s, and managed to give his own breakthrough. He had the car, he had the car, but no money. People were not willing to sponsor him. And when he debuted in 1991 with that gorgeous looking 7-up Jordan 191, nobody could handle it well other than Michael. And he proved it in Spa, Belgium, to put that car on top 5, right? 7th, yeah, top 10 basically.
Yeah.
So the car was fast. He was fighting amongst Senna with just that small budget, with a budget of F2 or F3, and then slowly, gradually, going big, like more sponsors coming in, like Benson and Hedges, Total, Peugeot. So he really pushed hard, from the bottom, and managed to win 4 races. 2 with Frenzen. Yeah, 2 with Frenzen, 1 with Damon, and then another one with Fisichella in Brazil.
To me, I think the paddock is actually very thankful to Eddie Jordan for his charisma, for his enthusiasm, for his support for younger
Exactly.
younger drivers. He is the fundamental person to bring in Michael to
Correct.
F1.
And he was a pioneer of bringing rookies inside, like Michael, like you said. Then Ralf Schumacher, what do you call that? Fisichella, Trulli. I mean, the proof is there. They are all Grand Prix winners, most of them. So Damon Hill as well. So I mean, he was there all along. Then he changed to become a TV host presenter with Sky, and also F1 TV.
I think a lot of people don't realize that Eddie Jordan is the only privateer owner
Correct. Boss.
aside from Peter Sauber.
Yes, you are right. He had the same concept like Peter Sauber.
Hmm.
And look at his team now, Aston Martin.
Aston Martin. And people who work for Jordan are still working working for Aston Martin.
Correct.
You see, that's how the transition phases are in Formula One.
The people are the same. It's just that the name change.
Yeah. So I think the Formula One fraternity will actually miss Eddie Jordan a lot.
Yes, me too. My first car.
Yeah. So the Buzzing Hornet is actually Eddie Jordan's team. Kumar, basically, apa dia tak ada? Semua dia ada.
Starting from the bottom, like Eddie Jordan.
If you look at the car behind, there was actually a gift from NASA Italia.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's roll on to Australia and China, starting with Melbourne.
Yep, Melbourne. I want to talk about preseason a little bit. Preseason didn't represent any of the performance at all. If you look at them, all the teams were sandbagging. There were few innovations here and there, but nobody was showing anything. So the true pace we actually saw in China, Shanghai. Australia, it was a washout. So it was a lottery basically.
The weather was not permitting also.
Yes, correct. So the skill of the driver was important on that day. If you want me to highlight few of the best drives, if you ask me, was Hulkenberg, Kimi Antonelli. Quite impressive as well for a rookie to, score points on his debut.
What do you think of the rookies, all the rookies' performances?
In the first race, they were all nervous for sure. They couldn't, if you see Haja, if you see Duhan, Bortoleto did well in a certain extent. And then Duhan was out in the first lap as well. Haja formation lap. So the weather was not kind to them. So if you ask me, that was not the real performance-based race for the rookies. But of course, you need to go through all this kind of weather to prove yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, like how Kimi drove. he did well actually. Kimi was very impressive on the debut of the rookies.
Okay. So from Melbourne, what did we learn?
Melbourne, we learned that you need to be skillful, patience. Don't just try to tell the officials to stop the race. Many of them tried to stop the race, but in that wet condition, the only driver that did not make the mistake was Max Verstappen. With that shit of a car, he still drove to second place.
You know what my irony is? I think Lawson does not deserve that drive.
Lawson, I'm gonna talk about him, mate. Lawson was
He doesn't deserve the drive. You look at a gap. You look at the differences in sector times, in qualifying time, in race pace, in race results.
if you ask me, he already have so much of track mileage. From the past 2 years, actually, he's been driving the RBs 19, RB20, doing test drive and stuff like that. Yes, we know the tire is not the same, but still you already have that knowledge of how the car gonna perform. And even in the test, he was just like 2 tenths away from Max Verstappen on a fast lap.
Hmm.
So I just don't get it. When he comes to the real deal, they falter. And Yuki has been
wouldn't-
proving for the past 2 years.
Wouldn't Yuki be a better suit?
For me, yes, of course he would, because he's feisty. He might drag the car, and his technical knowledge is good. That was one of the feedback that the engineer give, that he's very good in technical feedback on the car.
Christian, if you're listening to our podcast, what have you decided your Marco?
No, Helmet actually wants Haja to step in.
You look how painful was it for Haja at the formation lap when he
Yeah.
tried with Anthony Hamilton.
And then he said it was embarrassing. Of course, it's embarrassing. It's his first race. Nobody wants to do that on purpose. It happens. It's something that you can't control. You can't control, right?
Hmm.
So if you want me to categorize the top rookies, I will put Antonelli. Then I will put Bortoleto, Behrman. Behrman is rookie.
Yeah,
He-
he's a rookie.
he's
Yeah,
okay.
he didn't finish the season.
Right. And then Lawson will be last.
Yeah.
For sure. And after that, Isaac Haja will be fourth. We have 5, right? 5 or 6? 6. This is the most rookies that we have since 2010. 6 rookies.
6 rookies.
Yeah, it's a lot of percentage there. So you will be... they-
6 out of 20 drivers.
Yeah, they will be prone to mistakes. They will prone to have outrages in radio, and it's a learning phase for them. I believe that Lawson had experience in AlphaTauri, in also in RB last year, so I don't see his excuse for saying that the car is difficult to drive. The window is so small. What kind of window you want? No, you have the knowledge of the car.
Hmm.
You have done multiple laps in pre-season tests. I'm sure you can recover a bit. I mean, Bortoleto was faster than him. Jack Doohan was faster than him. Come on.
And the most embarrassing part is he's in a winning car.
I mean, of course, this year's
Ah,
car is just an evolution of last year.
Yeah, but still he's a capable winner.
Yeah, a podium.
Ah.
At least points, man. At least Perez was coming into the points, like Ted Kravis asked Christian Horner, this is why you pay off Perez for? To bring in a worse driver than him?
No, I cannot wait for Mexico Grand Prix.
Oh, at the end of the year.
There will be such a booing session.
Yes.
You threw out our Mexican driver and you replace this with this New Zealander kid.
And if you watch the Netflix Drive to Survive, he was so arrogant. He was saying that he's frustrated seeing drivers being slow and uncompetitive. What is he doing now? 1 or 2 races doesn't matter. You need to prove. F1 is about the last race.
Yeah.
The latest race, what you have done.
Embarrassing, really embarrassing. Okay, so from Melbourne, I think it's a bit of no surprise that McLaren did well.
Yeah.
Okay, Lando did well. Oscar, unfortunately because of the weather,
Yeah,
he spun. Okay.
rain at
yes.
Aston.
So Melbourne is still too early to judge, but let's move on to today's Shanghai Grand Prix.
Shanghai Grand Prix was a clear picture of how much pace the McLaren was hiding. Okay, if they wanted, they could have gone much more further. It's just because they wanted to keep that strategy of one stop. They nursed the tires until the end. And then Norris was having some brake issues at the end of the race.
Yeah, his pedals was flat.
Pedal was black, and I don't know how they're gonna catch up the rest of the team. Mercedes did well. No, Russell,
How far do you
they're about.
how far do you think the gap is? So 1 second, half a second.
Sorry, again.
McLaren to the other teams. The gap in performance.
Their performance is 6 tenths
Six
average. Yeah, average 6 tenths to 7 tenths.
So you guys who are
lap-
new to F1, 6 tenths would probably take you about 5 to 10 races to catch up, provided the team does not do any more elements or upgrades.
Bro, Spain gonna be another.
Catalonia.
Catalonia, Spain will be another turning point because they'll be more stricter in the rules of the wings being bended. I mean, the flexible wings that they have now. Okay, they will do a more stringent regulatory technical directive for that, because in Shanghai they did some changes. All right, from 2 mm they changed to quarter of 2 mm, meaning 0.35 only
Wow.
allowed flexibility of the wings front and rear. So if you want, it should be a solid wing. I mean, like those days there was no flex. When the cars are going travel 360 350 kilometer per hour in Monza, the wings were not that flexing, was still visibly hard.
Yeah.
So that's what they want to bring back from Spanish GP onwards. But I think it didn't affect the McLarens at all. If you ask me today, for the Shanghai's race, it didn't affect them at all. They were like, so good on tires.
They are in their own leagues and boundary and their own world. They're enjoying themselves.
McLaren
But for me as a race fan, I am very pleased to see this because for the very first time, there is no dominant team.
Yes, exactly. And then if a McLaren continue to dominate like this, it's fine, because Red Bull had its fair and share, Mercedes had its fair and share, Ferrari had its fair and share. So if McLaren do dominate, it's okay. But I just want PS3 to win.
He did pole, he did win today. But there's also a flip side to it. Pierre Gasly, Lewis, and Charles is disqualified. Can you explain to the viewers?
Okay. This Formula 1 cars, they are very low to the ground.
What's the minimum weight this year?
800. They increased from 788 to 800. So if let's say the plank wear is more than allowed within the regulation, it will reduce your overall weight of the car. So what happened for Gasly and also what do you call this, Leclerc? They had a excessive plank wear, so they were underweight. So basically, the car is illegal.
So it's not done on purpose.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. So and for Hamilton's case, I if I'm not wrong, I read it like it was the plank itself was not within the technical directive. So that's why they disqualified him as well. My question now in my mind is that how did he escape for the sprint race? How did the Ferraris escape for the
Because
sprint
you told me there is no parc fermé, right?
There's no parc fermé rules for sprint race. After the race, you can directly go and concentrate on the qualifying runs.
Okay, my question is, from sprint race conclusion to the starting grid, can they tamper with the car?
Yes, can. So maybe that's how they were allowed, I guess. But unfair, right? If you ask me, you're running an illegal.
So this guy actually said it was a fluke for Lewis Hamilton to win the sprint race yesterday.
I don't know. I actually praised him, but when it comes to the fact that they were running illegal cars, so I don't know.
So Lulu fans out there, comment down in our YouTube and say whether Lewis should have been disqualified or not disqualified.
If you look at the market in Shanghai, the full main grandstand was his. Lewis Hamilton fans.
220,000 race fans for 3 full days.
Yes.
Now, Sepang International Circuit, where are you?
Shanghai came after you guys, and look at the facility is almost the same.
Their first race is in 2004, Sinopec
Chinese Grand Prix, yes. And it was won by Rubens, then Raikkonen, then Button, third place. So, I mean, we're gonna go and circle and come back and say that what are you doing, Sapanskat? I think you have the answer, lah. Huh? We don't have to every time remind you guys what you need to do.
We are already breathless because we took the entire of 2024 to hammer you guys.
Exactly. And then at the same time, we know that we have potential. Rather than it's a big event. We have more fans in Malaysia. Why don't you try again? This is one of the requests from a small group of fans that we have now. Outside there are so many.
Okay, I'll cut you off there. I think we'll talk about updates, rumors, and also some news in F1 in the next segment while we take a break.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be right back. Welcome back, guys, to segment 2 of our first episode in 2025.
Yeah, segment 2 is a bit hot because China was hot.
Yes, China was hot. Actually, I didn't know about the disqualification until my friend who is in Shanghai WhatsApp me.
Damn.
She said, do you know what happened?
Yeah, Lewis, Gasly, and Leclerc all got disqualified because of the plank issue. So,
do you remember the very last race when more than one car got disqualified?
It was in USGP. Leclerc and Hamilton. And again, it's Leclerc and Hamilton.
It's always Ferrari, isn't it? Even in Spa in 1999, it's the barge board.
Barge board, yeah. 0.2 mm. We just don't understand, why Ferrari is can I call it desperate or trying to go around the corner of regulations?
Why is Maranello not adhering to all the regulations?
I mean, you need to have the car to perform. You have the car to perform. Sorry, what I wanted to say is you have the car to perform. But then, of course, that 1 kg would make a difference, a lot of difference. Few tenths per lap. But just be equal. If you're not there yet, just try to find a way to fight with the McLarens and the Red Bull. Red Bull came strong. Max Verstappen came strong for the last 20 laps. He was quite fast in that hard tires, and he was catching 7 tenths, 5 tenths to Hamilton and also Leclerc, and finally he got 4th place. So Ferrari has the history of going around the corner. McLaren as well. If you guys don't know, Red Bull is still pursuing on the flexi wings of McLaren. At the same time, how are they managing the degradation?
But Sky Sports F1 today did a segment on flexi wings.
Yeah.
And they say it's legal because they did not ban the feature.
Correct. That's why I'm surprised, because when you see the footage in Australia, Melbourne, it was clearly bending so much. So when it came to Shanghai, of course they will do some changes, man. 75 kg load on the rear wing, and it didn't move, is quite impressive. When you see in the footage in Australian GP, it was like jelly beans, the wing going down. The more the wing goes down, the lesser the drag. The lesser the drag, the faster you are.
Yeah.
So, I mean, teams can exploit in many ways. So, it's not a surprise. Many people will go around the corner or look for the gray area of Formula 1 technical directive. So, Rob Marshall is there to guide McLaren. You know who's Rob Marshall, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he was one of the aerodynamicists or engineer, technical director working together with Adrian Newey. So he knows how to go around the bush and make the car legal.
And also, another technical issue that they had was Pirelli reduced the tire compound pressure.
They reduce or they increase? They increase, right, over the night.
By 1 bar.
Yeah, increase over the night before the sprint race. So that helped most of the cars with the degradation. With the higher temperatures, it allowed them to go longer on the medium tires. However, during the race, it didn't work out. Some people trying to do 1 stop and some people trying to do 2 stop. 2 stop was a bad idea, actually. But somehow Lewis made it work a bit. He made it into the points, but unfortunately disqualified. The car is illegal. And the Racing Bulls are just fucking themselves up for the past 3 years with their strategies. They always run in the points, first half of the race. Somehow they will screw up and then end up behind, out of the points. Again, it happened today.
Is it Matea is the team principal?
No,
That's stick. Let's stick.
Lauren Mikis.
Lauren Mikis, yes.
Now it's Lauren Mikis. But what are the what kind of bunch? There are few bunch of clowns on the pit wall that they don't know. They don't learn from the mistake. From race to race. Even in Australia, he was comfortably running P5. Screw him up. Shanghai, he was comfortably running P7, P8. Screw him up with two strategies. So what are they doing? They are just going behind Haas, Aston Martin, and Williams. They're just
This reminds me of what's this? The former team principal of Maranello, Mattia Binotto. He also has a lot of this very immature or wrong decisions that they make during race.
But during that period, I would say I don't blame him because he is a power unit engineer, power unit genius.
He's not a race strategist.
Correct. So that is the point. If Ferrari didn't wanted him and axed him for Vasoa, it was the right move because Binotto is not meant for that. Strategy calls. And Vasoa is because he was running as a team principal since those days.
F2.
2006, 2007.
Yeah.
Right.
So he has more experience.
Correct. To run down the result, winner is of course PS3, then Norris, Russell did well. Again, he somehow is there. People don't talk about him, but he is in top 3, top 5. Okay, leading the Mercedes charge. Then comes the sole breadwinner for Red Bull. The sole breadwinner for Red Bull.
Put it where?
Max Verstappen.
I would like to put it this way, okay? Red Bull, Christian, you guys, without Max, you are nowhere.
Yes, exactly. You would be out of no points, man. You would not have any points.
He is driving a losing car.
Exactly.
He's driving a losing car.
But that shows how good he is. That proves a lot of people wrong. That he can really drive,
That's how you separate a champion and an undeserving race winner.
Exactly. So, Ocon finished P5.
Yeah.
Impressive race from him again.
That's quite good. I think Komatsu did a good job for Shanghai.
Yes. Both Haas are in the points. Behrman also, P8. And then if you see Albon scored points. And also Carlos Sainz, finally, on his second race for the Williams F1 team, he managed to score points. Despite struggling so much with the degradation. Williams are nowhere there. But they are dragging the car along.
But I think Williams made progress. I would say. You look at Albon, 2 races and he's up there. I think impressive and very forthcoming of him.
He already equaled his last year's tally.
Yeah.
So that proves a lot. Albon is a good team leader as well.
And Vamos is nowhere there. I don't know what happened to you, Carlos. I think you're still in a depression mode coming out of Maranello. Being booted out from Maranello.
Yeah, man. In Australia, I would say maybe the dials or the power unit setting was wrong. So when he was trying to warm up his car, he just skidded off. Alright, that is fine. But in Shanghai, he didn't have the pace.
You should watch.
He didn't have the pace.
Talking about the Williams boys, they wrapped around the python in Sydney.
Really?
Yeah. Albon and Carlos was on the ship, and a reptile king went on board the ship with boxers or snakes. Watch it on YouTube.
Oh my god.
Carlos was so afraid of the snake.
We can try that with our hosts Haziq and Eugene. Let's see if they can take it the snakes, reptiles.
Yeah.
We go to Negara lah, bro.
Okay, moving on from Shanghai. So we are in a 2 weeks break while they gather up their upgrades and they move on to Japan. Right. So talking about Japan, this happens to be Kumar's favorite track.
Yes, of course, and it's owned by Honda. But before that, just to round out a bit of rumors that is swirling around for now, there might be a replacement as soon as Japanese Grand Prix for Lawson. Swap with Yuki.
Immediate swap?
Yeah, immediate swap. That is the current hot news that is going on that they will do for Red Bull team because they are desperate.
Because they cannot qualify. He just cannot qualify.
Bro, I just ask you one simple question. Bortoleto in a Sauber can outpace Lawson in a Red Bull. How? I can't brain it.
Sauber is a Ferrari engine?
Yes, indeed, Ferrari engine. But it's not about the power unit actually. It's all about
the car.
The car. If you can drag in top 10, I would salute you. What do you call this, Lawson? But he can't even drag the car to top 10. You look at McLaren, they are there. You look at Ferrari, they are there. You look at Williams, they are there, all always there in the points. Look at Haas team, they are always there. Look at this even Saubers. They race along each other. They are not separated by so much. Just few seconds, few tenths here and there. But that shows that they are equally competitive. Don't tell me since Ricciardo nobody has able to match Max. Max has his own setting. Max is genius in technical feedback. He don't know how to do the car, but he can give proper feedback on how to improve the car overnight. If you can see yesterday, he was struggling so much during the last phase of the sprint race, but today he was brilliant in the last phase of the race. How? Is how you manage your tires from the sprint, that the data that you gather, and you tell your engineers, this is how I want my car to be. You translate that on the track. But Lawson not doing anything. He just, I don't know whether he's copying Max's setting or don't know. I mean, you guys have the answer, Red Bull.
Christian Horner might be scratching his head and not sleeping at night because he's getting a lot of pressure from the Red Bull fans.
I was shocked that when they decided to X Perez, because Perez did a fantastic job in the early days of Red Bull, man. He really helped the team to win 2021. No doubt about it. 22, 23, he was there about winning races. He's a race winning driver, especially on street circuits. And then you take away someone like that and you put Liam Lawson. What is his pedigree in the previous junior category? Even Tsunoda beat him in F3, bro, while they were teammates.
There you go.
I don't want to talk much. Let's see in Japan. But if he's around,
maybe if they want to give him a chance, maybe it's a sponsorship deal.
Correct.
Because Yuki is backed by Honda, and Yuki does not have sponsors.
Yes.
And Yuki has been given the warning early on the season. This is your last Honda sponsored race before we exit.
Exactly. And then even Helmut Marko say you're on your own.
Okay, so a bit of politics, a bit of drama there, so we will.
But Honda did all they can from the junior categories until now. If Red Bull doesn't want to give, they can't do much.
Yeah.
And they know that they're on their way out. So better concentrate on Aston than, trying to cling around and cry on the seat for the Red Bull seat. No point.
Insane. So what else is on in the paddock news?
Few upgrades they will bring from some teams. Even this weekend there were some upgrades bring by McLaren and also some.
Do you know where Stefano flew to in between Australia and Shanghai?
He went to Thailand, bro. Thailand is confirmed 2028. I tell you. You mark my word. 28-29 is Thailand will be hosting series in Bangkok.
You know what? They are building a permanent track. They're not doing it in the Bangkok street circuit.
Oh, really? Okay.
They're going to build a permanent track.
That's awesome, bro. Then we can go there lah. Sepang don't want revenue, so we go.
Really? I mean, Malaysian government, you guys want to attract investors, you want to attract more tourism. This is your opportunity. Why are you losing out to Thailand? Why are you losing out to Singapore?
No, they say there's nothing built around Sepang circuit. Then you build something around Sepang circuit lah.
Make it a town.
Do something like, a small town or small city.
Yeah, you don't have
so much.
We don't have to go far. We just go to Suzuka. Suzuka is also out of nowhere. It's in Kampong also.
But they're still managing.
They're still managing. Brilliant. And people still take the train,
Yeah.
Take the train all the way from Nagoya, take 1 hour train.
Look at the difference. We have fans, willing to drive in the jam, go there, go to Sepang circuit, and then yet you say no peoples. I'm tired.
So we'll jump to Suzuka, okay? Suzuka in 2 weeks' time, 4th, 5th, and 6th April. So for you guys who are in Malaysia, you can log on to Be In Sports or Astro.
Yep.
Or if you have a
F1 TV.
F1 TV, but you need to use a VPN. And also if you have Astro, you can use Astro Go.
Correct. I always hear, man.
And if you don't want to subscribe to any of these services, you can drop on to Dark Horse or
Dark Horse or vertically is I forgot the name of the place.
Sold Out.
Yes.
Sold Out and Dark Horse are broadcasters for motorsports.
Correct. Actually, there are a few more other sports bar or restaurants coming up. So maybe we can check.
There are these two places because when you watch the races, they actually have a big screen and you can actually listen to the
And then most of the people there are all Formula One fans.
Yeah.
They are not there just to dine. They are there to watch the race.
some
you know.
some people they turn on the channel but they mute it.
Correct. But
So
Dark Horse,
the ambience is not there.
correct. I really like Dark Horse. If you ask me personally, I would go there again.
So Peter, well done to your team for actually being very consistent on this.
Correct.
But they're not just on F1, they're also on MotoGP.
Yes, Walter, yep. He did well.
Okay. So Suzuka GP.
Suzuka,
What's your predictions?
okay, last year Red Bull won 2. Red Bull won 2, bro, last year.
On
I
that
repeat,
track,
I repeat again, Red Bull won 2 last year.
now I think
What
I think this year will change to Papaya 1-2.
I don't mind, if Papaya 1-2 or Chili 1-2 or Blueberry 1-2, doesn't matter as long the race is good. I mean, yes, McLaren still have the edge. It will be totally different scenario from China. I think Sakura season is coming, right?
Yeah, Sakura.
So it's gonna be beautiful. The track will be awesome, and I know every F1 drivers they just love to go there. And if you ask me my prediction, I would still go for McLaren's 1-2. Either way, vice versa, Orlando or PSC Orlando. I don't know. You guys will be
I
able.
think the build up to Japan GP from my memories when I was there in 2018 is the fan base.
Fan base, yeah.
The way they dress, their enthusiasm,
Their merchandise. Oh my
Wow.
god.
their what is that? The exhibitions that they have, the things that they do on the circuit. I mean,
And they are so passionate, about their racings, and they are very neutral. They have Ferrari fans, they have Mercedes fans, they have McLaren fans, they have Red Bull, Honda, Toyota, Gazoo Racing already entered into the chat in Formula One. So I think it's gonna be good. Pre race activities a lot lined up.
Japanese fans come there. They come in costumes. They come in
The cat
gear hat,
toys.
and then the cars on their cap.
I can't bear to do that, bro.
Japanese fans, I tell you, I salute you guys. You guys are the most
Best.
enthusiastic. You are the hardcore fans.
Yes, exactly.
No other countries in the calendar can beat Japanese fans.
That is unquestionable. But if another thing I want to highlight, I don't mind having these new fans. F1 recorded almost 85 million new DTS fans in Formula One via DTS.
Thank you to Liberty Media.
Yeah, all those wrong information provided by DTS, for the current season 7. Come on, lah, Netflix, you can do a better job. Don't portray someone negatively so much. When you don't have the storyline, just do it as a documentary. Just do it like a season review. You don't have to make Max look bad all the time. Is he a villain or what? Come on, have some common sense. In reality, there's so much of difference from what you put inside your content. I just hate Netflix did the Drive to Survive.
Did you watch everything?
I only watched the Brazilian GP episode. That was the only one that I watched. Other than that, all
But
put it in the garbage.
don't you think the whole reason for Drive to Survive is not about the true facts, but rather the drama?
It's basically
Basically, turning into a storytelling to attract more fans.
more fans, yeah. And do you see the fans that we have right now? Nothing against you guys. Again, I'm nothing against the new fans. It's just that I don't feel the vibe that I had before this in 90s and 2000s. The real true fans they are waiting there to see the cars, to see the aerodynamic, to hear the engine noise, to feel the vibe of the ambient of the racetrack. Nowadays, you bring the childhood picture sign, you wear Mickey Mouse costume, you go there, ask them to sign. You scream like nobody's business. I don't want to direct to anyone. It's just that it is not what it used to be. The classic golden era. No more. Now it's all about content. And I'm not sure where is Formula One heading. Another rumor came up is that they would like to scrap the 2026 regulation
Yeah, I heard that.
of
Yeah.
power unit. They
Yeah.
want to bring back V10.
Okay, that I agree.
You agree, but the time gap.
The time gap is not there.
The teams are already spending so much of funds or money
Development, yeah.
into the new power unit regulation. Then suddenly you want to scrap it. Can you just wait for another maybe 2030?
They did a mistake anyways for the V10s.
Exactly.
As a F1 fan for very long, I was strongly against them going to the hybrid
V8.
era.
I even V8. I was telling my brother.
V10 was the best.
Yes, I was telling my brother V8. Oh my god, the sound is not gonna be like Indica.
You guys who have not attended a race in the past, go and turn on YouTube, type V10 F1 engine and listen to it.
Even before I reached Sepang Circuit, I could hear them, man. You know, before
to
I feel like
we need to wear earplugs at the circuit. Now you don't have to. And now you can even use your phone.
When they changed the gear, the whole grandstand era, it vibrates, man. It just vibrates. I mean, come on. If you want to change so sudden, it's gonna hurt so many manufacturers. And I also heard that if the V10s are not hybrid integrated, Honda and Audi will pull out. You just attracted Audi, and then you want them to go
and also Cadillac
as well. Cadillac, yeah, they don't really use hybrid much. Even in IMSA Le Mans, they don't use hybrid that much. Same goes to Aston Martin. So what these regulators or FIA is trying to do? No, they are really confused of what they gonna go to the direction. I hope they find a solution to stick with one proper regulation.
Oh, this season, you also realized that Formula One came on board with a lot more new sponsors. LVMH
LVS
is in.
Tech
Rolex is out. Tech Heuer is in.
correct.
And then Ferrari Champagne's out. Moët is in.
Moët is in, yeah, correct.
So a bit of change as well in that
In sponsorship.
in that front.
Yep, correct. And also another rumor that I heard is that Petronas might not be sponsoring Mercedes in the next 2 years. After 2 years. I don't know. I just heard that from someone.
I think it's half true because
not from me.
Because Petronas is downsizing next month. They are booting out staff.
Oh, really? Then
they lost their department in LPG to Petros in Sarawak. So that's one department out.
That might be the reason. But I see them sponsoring in Argentina, in Thailand. What is that all about?
So you guys no only Malaysian government but Petronas, where you putting your money?
Don't know, bro.
You sponsor badminton, okay, but your badminton team is not doing well now.
No, we support you so much. You guys, you see, from those days, this is a very classic car. 1996, 1997 edition. We love you to be in Formula One. We want you to be in Formula One. Look at the word Petronas Malaysia. It's so proud, as a Malaysian, I feel so proud.
Now
Now
they don't have that Malaysia word already. It's just the logo.
Petronas only, yes. It's only Petronas.
So some people don't even know where Petronas is from. Unless you actually Google Petronas location, Malaysia.
Yeah, man. And I hope that we would be able to go Singapore this year to see for the last time Honda with the Red Bull. Because whenever I go there, it's always a bad luck.
Yeah.
No, Red Bull doesn't finish in top 5.
Okay, talking about Japan GP, what's your greatest memory about Japan GP?
Japan GP, 1-2 in 2022 and 2023. Honda 1-2, and also the McLaren days.
How about in the old days? Any memories that flash you back?
I really hope that Takuma Sato would have got the podium in 2004, but unfortunately Jensen was way stronger than him in the race pace, so he got the podium finish.
One memory of mine was when Michael stalled the engine.
2000, yeah, 2000. His championship winning year.
What a bad luck, huh?
But he won.
Yeah, he won.
He won the championship. I mean, fair and square. The last time McLaren won a manufacturer's title was 1998. Can you imagine? 1998 until now. So
Zach Brown, yes, people have been bantering about you. People have been hating you. But whatever you're doing at the Woking McLaren Technology Center, MTC, you're doing well.
I like what he did. His leadership is good, but he talks a lot, man. He talks a lot of bullshit and crap. about other drivers, about other teams. So he need to shut up.
Yeah, at times, yes. I mean, if you look at Netflix, there is a time when Christian told the wife, I really hate Zach sometimes, but because of sportsmanship, he did shake his Zach's hand.
These are the type of content that they need to stop. This will bring hatred to the fans. To make them more negative towards another team or another team principal. Why? Why need to do that? In our days, they don't even talk to each other, the team principals. Nowadays, it's like all best friend lah, this lah, that lah, bullshit, all the drivers as well. Montoya will not speak to Ralf Schumacher. Michael Schumacher will not speak to Rubens. Even their teammates.
Yeah.
They will have their holidays together sometimes, but yes, they don't really share anything at all.
True.
That was the raw Formula One that I know.
Okay, so for Japan GP 2025, who's your money on?
I'll go for Norris. Then second place Hamilton. Third place either did I say Norris first?
Yeah.
Shit, I'm wrong. I say Piastri, Hamilton, either Russell or Norris in third place.
So you say Hamilton will outpace Charles?
Charles copied Hamilton's setup this weekend. Do you know that?
All right, you guys, rewind back to all our episodes, episode 1 to episode 24. This guy was bantering about Lewis the entire season, the entire year. And now you see where he is.
No, I'm not hating him or what. It's the scenario basis, It's really a scenario basis. So I think Hamilton, he still have the edge towards winning races. I think he will win few races this year. There is no doubt.
Okay.
Maybe Monza. Then you have to hail him lah. After repeat, hail Lewis.
Okay, so with Japan GP predictions out of the way, we'll come back for our final segment about some merchandise and diecast advice for 2025.
Sure.
Okay? See you soon.
All right.
Hi guys, welcome back to our final segment. I'm Haerris.
I'm Kumar.
Okay, so 2025, we have talked about the Grand Prix, the drivers, the rumors. Now, any F1 fans know when you want to watch a race, you want to go to a race, what do you need?
You need merchandise like what we are wearing.
So, over to Kumar, the merchandise expert.
I mean, from top to the bottom, I would say apparels. You can just contact us as well. We can get you some good deals. At the same time, we have some suppliers that are willing to help us to get with the bargain price. If you go outside, they are selling like 400, 500, 600, 700. I can assure you that we can get cheaper price on that. But you have to take note with that. Some sizes, they just sell off so fast. So we won't be able to guarantee that you will have that particular size of yours that is available. But rest assured, we can get a good deal for you guys. Just let us know.
Be very cautious and careful about scalpers.
Yes.
The retail price might be a lot cheaper.
Correct. Like last year, the Miami GP and also the Monza shirts, they were like taken off the shelf within few days. You cannot find in Malaysia store or online. Luckily I managed to buy a few, and then I actually sold it with a very reasonable retail price. I didn't take so much of untong from there as well. Maybe 20, 30 ringgit on top of what was the actual price.
That's better actually.
Yeah.
Don't profiteer too much, because you might profit now, but later they know you are a profiteering person. They won't buy for you anymore.
Correct. And then, as I said again, we are not the only one that is able to give the channel. You can approach us. We can give you other contacts as well, because we have good suppliers of merchandise. All right.
If you guys are tech savvy, Fuel for Fans is a good place. And for you Petronas fans, don't go to Adidas stores. Register online at Petronas Shop. Get 10% off for your first purchase at the Petronas Shop website.
Exactly. And then some of the shops that you see is all rip-off. But Fuel for Fans is awesome. I would recommend Fuel of Fans, and also F1 Store. F1 Store, they have regular discounts going,
Yes.
for older merchandise. Come on, it doesn't matter old or new merchandise. You still look good.
Mm.
Correct.
If you guys don't mind getting one season down, jerseys or merchandise, they are going off for 30 to 40% off.
Exactly, and 70% also.
Yeah.
And then if you in case looking at all these diecast front and behind, you can also get in a good deal in CK models, or go through us if you guys want to know specific models that you want. We have Eugene, we have Hazik, we have Haris to guide you, and myself also to get a proper car that you want. Instead of the general release that you are looking at in stores like Buragos and stuff like that. They are just all, I would.
You guys who love diecast, we highly suggest you get the limited runs, because that is not just for your satisfaction,
Yes,
but also as an investment.
correct. Like the models like BBR or Spark, Minisium certain models. Yes, they have these running numbers, and Amalgam. What else you have? BBR. Did I say Look Smart?
Yeah.
Auto Art. These are the few high-end brands that produced Formula One or have stopped producing Formula One models, but they also have other GT cars, or maybe MotoGP. Whatever you're looking for, you can let us know. We can guide you, and then again, no profiting here. We just want to make sure that we are fans to the fans. We're gonna guide you guys to have the best deal.
Yes. So we're ensuring that it's bang for the buck,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
So also don't forget, there are also some cafes which also sells diecast.
Yes.
The one that we went for one of our episodes last year.
Yes, correct. That is called what do you call this? It's actually, damn. What was the name of the
That was at Glomec, right?
Glomec? Yeah,
Damansara.
Glomec, yeah. What was the name of the cafe? Shoots. It's quite popular, you can get your mini GTs, 164s, 118, 143s, 112, 18.
Yeah.
Also available there. Damn, I really.
Never mind. We'll write it in our show notes later.
Yes.
Okay. Apologize for that
Yes.
because we have so many things to wrap
Correct.
in our first ever episode this year. So we are quite enthusiastic to give you all the information, but bear with us. Sometimes we do forget things.
Yeah, we are normal human beings.
All right. If you want some autograph stuff as well, we can also tell you on how to get them, and also how to look for market prices. Sometimes they are overpriced, so don't pay for things that is overpriced. We highly do not recommend that.
Yep.
So if you have something that you like, refer to us. We'll vet it. We'll see whether it's worth the money.
Yeah, he knows how to work.
Yeah.
I'm still learning.
Yeah. So do not pay too much for autograph stuff. Sometimes for a single card, you're paying 600 ringgit to 800, 1000, but it's just a piece of card.
Correct.
But if it's on a cap, if it's on a diecast, different matter.
I saw one post in Carousel. A Michael's replica helmet. It's not even a Schubert. It's just a replica helmet. They're selling for 6,000 ringgit.
That's 6,000.
I can't bring it now. I mean, it's a motorbike helmet, and you're selling for 6,000 ringgit.
And it's not relevant to F1. You have who's signed? Schumacher.
There's no signature at all, man.
No signature.
It's just a replica.
Oh dear. So sometimes you guys who are selling, please be mindful. Sometimes don't profit too much.
Misleading, yeah.
You are misleading, and you are spoiling the gist and the fun to be in the.
Some people can't afford, and then when they see this kind of prices, they back off. They just don't want to look at the merchandise or the diecast anymore, because they think it's expensive, but they don't know the real way of purchasing, or maybe to avoid this kind of scalpers.
For 2025, whose merchandise looks the best?
I would say Visa Cash App.
Yeah, because white.
Yes, the white is awesome, man. Definitely gonna get the diecast.
If you guys,
Top
this guy is a diecast fan. I think he's got, I would say, close to 500.
Estimated.
Yeah, about 500.
Don't blow my cover.
There are also other diecast collectors. We will introduce them one by one this year as well.
Correct.
So don't forget. We will also in 2025, I think, be hopping to a few places. We have a motorsport show to go to. We have MSF to go
Yeah,
to,
the diecast shows.
the diecast shows, some
And Super GT, don't
launch it.
forget.
Japan Super GT, if you get the passes, we'll also alert you guys. And we'll also, I think, make some appearances in Dark Horse and be giving some giveaways.
Correct. And then also just to take note, you guys out there, if you guys want to join our group, just DM us on our Insta or YouTube. We will be able to pull you in our WhatsApp group.
Yes,
So
we have
we
a
can-
fan club WhatsApp group, and we're actually running a competition this year.
Correct.
So whoever gets it correct, they are gonna get some autograph merchandise.
It's just 2 races down in the season, so it's not, you have not left out behind. You still have time to join us and go and get some good merchandise from Paddock Show.
Okay, so do not forget, follow us on Instagram this year. We are also on TikTok.
Correct.
Okay, our YouTube page. Do not forget to subscribe. We aim to do about 30 to 40 episodes this year. Fingers crossed. And we are also targeting to get 1,000 subscribers.
Yes,
at
and then
2025.
correct. And then we wish to collaborate with more people out there who willing to do coverage for their maybe restaurants or sports bar. Want to bring some Formula One vibes, motorsport vibes. Do let us know. We are here to help you out. We can create a good scenery there.
Yes. Anything that's motorsports related, we are here because the intention of us bringing Paddock Show to you guys is to show our love and our passion for motorsports and to introduce and actually expand the outreach for motorsports industry. Because if Petronas cannot do it, if MAM cannot do it, we will do it.
Yeah, we just a small, tiny, little two people that are into for motorsport and Formula One and MotoGP and every shit that runs with motor power unit or engine. We're gonna bring.
You remember, if you rewind back to our first episode, we didn't have mics.
We didn't have anything.
We didn't have a diecast. We didn't have a proper tripod.
No.
And we did it at a bench at a cafe in a garden. And you should listen to the audio.
It sucked. It sucked big time.
And
But
it was just 12 months before, and we are now being aimed and targeted by race fans and also race organizers.
yes,
So not to thank us, but to thank you guys for actually shouting out for us
thank you so much.
and for supporting us.
Yep.
So that is all for this episode 26, 2025. We will release this episode in the next 3 or 4 days after the editing. Okay.
Correct.
Stay tuned for the post race for Japan
Yes,
and also the lead up race for the next month.
can.
Okay.
And apologize if we have said wrong or mislead you guys in any way, because we are still new, we are learning. So it's good to give us feedback in the comments and stuff like that. Tell us what we can improve on and whatever things that you can suggest us to do. We are happy to listen.
Yes, we are more than happy to listen because we are here for you guys, fans to fans.
Yep.
Okay, before we end, I would like to wish my Muslim brothers and sisters Selamat Hari Raya, Maaf Zahir Batin.
Selamat Hari Raya, guys.
Okay, see you in the next
From
one.
Paddock Show. Take
Take
care.
care.
Testing. Mark Marquez dominating. Marquez brothers. Marquez GP.
All right.